I'm going to give a tutorial on how to use Gliffy. First of all, you'll want to go to gliffy.com to get to their website. Gliffy is a free online program used to create professional quality flowcharts, floor plans, technical drawings, and much more. While it's easy to figure out Gliffy on your own, this tutorial will address the basics of using Gliffy and help you find and use some of the more advanced features. If you have ever used Inspiration or Kidspiration, Gliffy is very similar. The difference is that Gliffy is an online Web 2.0 tool and it is free. If you already have a login, you would simply log in. However, if you don't, you would click Try It Now. And from this screen, you'll get a pop-up box that says Create a new document, and go ahead and click Create Document at the bottom. And you get the bar that says Sign up for a free pro account. And there you'll just fill in all the information. Now also you can purchase Gliffy for $4.95 or $9.95, but I happen to like the freebie. Also, I have to say at this point that I have used Gliffy support and sent an email, and I got a response almost immediately. I was very impressed, especially for this to be a freebie software. Now I'm going to back out of this, since that is under a login that for a new account. Since I've already got an account, I'm going to click in on Login, where I can log in as myself. And then type in my password and log in. And you'll see that you get up where you can create a new document, which we'll do for this tutorial, or you can open an existing document. Excuse me. So I'm going to create a new document. You have several templates in Gliffy that you can use for the purposes of this tutorial. To show you more of the things that you can do in Gliffy, I'm going to use a blank canvas. You can also use your own file as a template, or you can import a file. But again, we'll go back to Gliffy templates and we'll use a blank template. You see that you've got a canvas that has got blue horizontal and vertical lines, much like graphing paper would have. These lines will not print or publish when you get ready to print or publish your document that you've created. For the purposes of this project, I'm going to create a flow chart. And I'm going to create this flow chart like I would create a flow chart showing how I would design my website if I were to create a website for my classes at my school. Being a secondary educator, we all have websites at my school, and we're expected to keep up our websites, our own websites. So the first thing I want to do is create a title page for this document. And I'm just going to click on the A, which means text, and you'll notice my mouse changed to a plus sign with an A on it, and draw a box. And I can expand and resize this box later, but right now I'm just going to type the text that goes in it. Okay, and I can also change the font size, and I do want it to be larger since this is the title. So let's change that to a 24. Now I'm going to come back over here and choose the pointer tool so I can resize this box and make it larger so that all of my text fits on one line. Also notice that a tool in Gliffy is that I could rotate this box if I wanted to. Resizing, I probably did a little bit too fast, but I can do this by just selecting any of the handles around the box and resize it, much like you would in any design software. Now the next thing I want to create is where I'm going to put my home page. So I'm going to come over here and choose the square and drag it over is all you have to do. And you get a cursor inside. And I'm going to say this is going to be my home page. And notice my text stayed as large as my title was. That did it by default because I changed the text above in the title. And I don't want the home page text to be that large. I'll go back in a moment and resize it. But this is going to be home page with navigation. Okay, and see, that's just way too large for that. So I'm going to select the text and change that to 12. And I still want all of my text to fit on one line, so I'm going to expand the size of that, and then I'm going to replace it on the canvas. I'm very happy with that. Okay. Now we're going to draw an object for each of my class periods going across here. So I'm going to choose this object and drag it over and type first period inside of it. I am going to extend the size of this by selecting the handle and just make it a little bit larger. And since I've got to go all the way across with all my classes, I'm going to take that to the left a little bit. Once I get that object the way I like it, this just makes it easier for me to right-click on the object and copy that shape. And then I can right-click outside of that shape and paste it. And then place it where I want it. And then all I have to do is change the period. And this is second period. The same thing. I do not have a third and fourth period, so I'm going to go straight to fifth period. And next is sixth period. And then next is seventh period. So if you were creating a flowchart for your classes, you would put your own classes in there. Now let me try to place these, and I'm just going to do them visible to the eye for the sake of time. Okay, that looks good to me. Now what other things I would want to put on my web page would be things like my classroom rules. Well, I want to choose a different object for my classroom rules, so I'm going to choose this shape and bring it over to maybe about right there and type classroom rules. And again, I do want everything to fit on one line. It's just something I like myself. So I'm going to extend the size of that just a little bit. Another thing I would like to include on my web page is the course syllabus. So I want to choose a different object for that, and I'm going to choose this object. And again, I like everything to fit on one line, so I'm going to expand the size of that just a little bit. And another thing that my school does is Student of the Month. Each teacher does Student of the Month, where we nominate one student in our classroom each month and post that outside of our door and do something special for that student during that month. So I like to recognize every student I have each month on my website, taking a picture of them and having their name there, and that way they can go home and show their parents or whatever. So I'm going to choose an object for that by clicking and dragging this object and putting inside that object that it is Student of the Month. And again, expand the size of that just a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to place them on the canvas so that I like the look of it. Now I'm ready to draw my connectors from my home page with navigation to each of the pages. So I would have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages to this website. So I go up here to my connector tool, and you want to make sure that the connector actually touches the line to the home page and then touches the line, and I don't want it to touch the second period, so, and I would release there. I don't like the way that did. I want it to actually connect to the home page, so I'm going to go up here to my pointer tool, click on the connector, and drag it over just a little bit so that it actually touches. I like that much better. Get the connector tool and draw to the second period. And again, I don't like the way that did not connect to my home page with navigation box, so I'm going to select the pointer tool and make this connect. I like that much better. Nope, still not connected. Much better. Then go back to the connector tool and draw a connection to 5th period and 6th period and 7th period. Now I've still got the classroom rules, course syllabus, and student of the month to go. So with my connector tool still selected, I'm going to draw a connection to classroom rules. And I do not like that. I don't want to go between. That's good. Now I may want to move this 5th period in a moment. I'm going to go ahead and finish. So I will draw to the course syllabus. It didn't go all the way. So let me draw that to the end. Okay. And I'm definitely going to go back and move 5th period somehow. Or I may have to move some of these because I don't want them going through those objects. Click the connector tool and then go to student of the month. I think I'll just go all the way out here and then go back. Okay, so 7th period will have to be moved also. No, not if I go there. Okay. So now let's go back and do a little bit of editing. I don't want these lines going through 5th period, so let's see if I can make it, that might work. Yeah, that looks a lot better. And then this one, I may have to move course syllabus over some. Much better. I'm more satisfied with that. Even though they are not lined up straight, I'm more satisfied with the lines not going through. Now let's save our document. And I'm going to name this Gliffy Tutorial and save it. So there are the basics of creating Gliffy and what you do to do just some very basic objects on Gliffy's website. I hope you learned how to do just some basics, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Thank you.